Question: is tithe given to Adventist hospitals? On the topic of abortion and the Seventh-day Adventist Church, a frequent question that I receive is, does tithe go to support Adventist hospitals? On this specific question, I found 7 separate pieces of evidence that help provide an answer. Evidence number 1, in the Adventist Review right here, February 13, 1986, Donald Welch, president of the U.S. Adventist Healthcare, was asked, are there any tithes and offerings from the church going into the running of Adventist health system? Answer: no. No church income from the conferences or GC comes to AHS. Evidence number 2, in the same review article, the vice president for finance was asked, is the hospital system receiving any money from tithes and offerings? Answer: no, not to my knowledge. Evidence number 3, in the year 2000, a special report was published here by the Review. This report was a response to a series of articles in the Washington Post about the scandal of big bonuses that Adventist healthcare executives gave to themselves. However, in the article, you will read this line right here: because all healthcare employees, including executives, are paid from hospital-generated funds, no tithe dollars are included in their compensation packages. Evidence number 4, the North American Director of Stewardship Ministries is John Matthews. I personally contacted Dr. Matthews and asked about tithe going to Adventist hospitals. His response: I asked the NAD Treasury your question, and they have no knowledge of tithe distribution being used to support any Adventist hospital in the NAD. This is not a practice the NAD does, so the answer is no. Evidence number 5, I also contacted Tom Evans, the treasurer for the North American Division, and I received the same response. Tithe may be used for the chaplains, but not for hospital operations. Evidence number 6, I personally contacted a director of the stewardship ministries of the GC who said Ellen White was very clear the tithe is to be used for one purpose: sustaining ministers who the Lord has appointed to do his work. It is to be used to support those who speak words of life to the people and carry the burden of the flock of God. Ellen White, 1904. The GC Working Policy, page 600, clearly states, tithes should primarily be used to support individuals paid by the church and directly engaged in pastoral and evangelistic soul-winning activities. However, it also clearly says on page 600, although other funds may be available and should be used first, chaplains serving in schools and hospitals may also be paid from the tithe. Based on these quotations from the writings of Ellen White and the General Conference Working Policy, the tithe is not to fund or support Adventist hospitals because these hospitals have their own income generating revenue. The one to be supported by the tithe is the chaplain of the hospital, who is directly engaged in pastoral and evangelistic soul-winning activities in that hospital. I am certain that this working policy is adopted around the world. I hope I have answered your questions. So is that true? Does the General Conference Working Policy really say that? Evidence number 7 right here. Yes, the General Conference Working Policy states the same right here. Although other funds may be available and should be used first, chaplains serving in schools and hospitals may be paid from the tithe. So that's it. The purpose of this video is to answer the specific question, is tithe money from the Adventist Church given to Adventist hospitals? Those are the 7 evidences that I am aware of, and based on this evidence, the unanimous answer is no, tithe money has not and is not given to Adventist hospitals for their operations. There are, of course, several other questions related to this that I will answer in my upcoming video about tithing, so stay tuned for that. But for this specific question, the answer is no, tithe money is not given to hospitals. Thanks for watching. Peace.